Hello and welcome to another episode of Gear Toward Gear. My name is Sean and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about the Boker Urban Trapper series. I've got one petite and one full size to look at today. Before we get started though, if you're not following me on Instagram and or Facebook, please do, whether you're a subscriber or a new viewer, because that's where you're going to get most of the inside information as to new gear that I've received. And also it's a great way for us to kind of communicate and converse through direct messaging and things like that. So there's links below. I have a Gear Toward Gear Facebook page and Instagram account, and I post pretty regularly to Instagram, and all of those posts automatically post to my Facebook page. So whether you have Instagram, Facebook, or both, you'll get the same information, the same photos. And if you do follow me, you would have seen some recent posts, of gear that I've received that will probably get reviews in the future. Here's one that I posted recently. Here's another flashlight that I picked up. I'm in love with this thing, by the way. Let's see what else. Here's another recent addition that I posted on Instagram and again, Facebook as well. A little flashlight I picked up that I'm pretty excited about. And what else? This guy right here. So a few things that I've picked up recently, over the last few weeks that I posted on Instagram. So if you want to get a little sneak peek as to what's coming to the YouTube channel, that's a great way to do that. So without further ado, let's talk Boker Urban Trappers. So here we have the Petite model. And if you watched my birthday edition EDC Pocket Dump a few days ago, or depending on when this posts, it could be a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I received this from my father. It was kind of a gift/trade. He ordered this. It was way smaller than he thought it would be and did not like the size. And so I had some things lying around and we kind of worked out a deal, and I ended up with this Boker Urban Trapper Petite, which I absolutely love. And so I've been carrying it for the last several days since I got it from my father, and I love it. But once I got it, although I do like the size and don't have an issue with the size, I thought I want to check out the full size as well. So here is the Petite model that you saw on that pocket dump. And here is the full size, which I got a few days ago, maybe close to a week ago, and put it back in the box here just so you can kind of see how it comes. And it is going to be a G10 handle scale, so a little different from the Petite model. It does come with a disassembly tool, standard Boker box with the magnetic closure. So this is the Boker Urban Trapper full size in G10. So that's what we're working with here. So let's talk price first and foremost, because I think it's interesting that the smaller version in Cocobolo costs more than the larger version in G10. And that's true both on Blade HQ as well as Amazon. So on Blade HQ, the Petite model in Cocobolo is going to run you about $92, and the full size is going to run you about $89. So not a big difference, only a few dollars, but it is more expensive for the full size. On Amazon, that price difference is even larger. It's like $110 for the Petite in Cocobolo and something like $89 for the full size. So if you truly want bang for your buck, I think the full size is probably a better option because it's going to be a little more versatile and it's cheaper. So that is what it is. I thought that was kind of interesting. So let's talk dimensions. So the Petite model is just that. It is petite. It is very small, which is why my dad ended up not wanting to hang on to it. Compared to my ring finger, you can see it is a very, very small knife. However, it functions beautifully, and I can get a nice 3-finger grip on it. It's super comfortable and just a handy little knife. This thing disappears in the 5th pocket or the watch or coin pocket of my jeans. So I actually like the size quite a bit. I just kind of had to have the matching pair, so to speak. So let's talk specs on the Petite. So the Petite model is going to run you an overall length of just over 6 inches at 6.125 inches, a blade length of 2.75 inches, a blade thickness of 0.1 inch. The blade material is going to be VG10 steel, and that's going to be true on any of the Boker Urban Trapper knives. It's a kind of a clip point design, satin finish, hollow ground, very attractive blade shape there. The handle length is going to be 3.375 inches. And again, I mentioned the handle material is Cocobolo. The weight on this thing is 1.07 ounces, so just a hair over 1 ounce. This thing is a feather. I mean, it is just so light, having a lightweight wood with titanium, which I'll touch on in a second. This thing is just ridiculously light, and I like that. So as far as titanium is concerned, the frame of this knife is titanium. The pocket clip is as well, and you've just got a slab of cocobolo in this case on top of the titanium there. It's a flipper design, as you can see here, and it works quite well. You can just kind of light switch it with very little effort, and it snaps out each and every time. The liner lock here, you can see, has a little bit of texturing to it, so your thumb just kind of sticks to it automatically when you want to close it, and it closes nicely, beautifully centered. I love the deep carry loop over pocket clip that truly does disappear. The lockup is strong. There's no blade play in any direction on this example. It's designed by Brad Zinker. He's a great designer. Comes with some really cool design. So that's a Brad Zinker design. There you see the VG10 steel. So a good knife overall. There's nothing about it that I don't like other than the price. And I'll talk about that here in a second. I mean, I already told you the price, but I'll give you a little bit more feedback on kind of what I think about the pricing. So that is the Petite model. Very, very small, but I love it. I think it's fantastic. Then we go up to the big brother, the standard Urban Trapper. It's identical in every way other than size. So it's going to have the same titanium frame, titanium pocket clip, VG10 steel, and you can get this with a cocobolo handle. You can get the smaller one with a G10 handle, and there's some other options available. The G10 is done very well. It's pretty smooth. There's not a ton of texture here. It's mildly grippy, but you know, being a thin, lightweight kind of gentleman's or lady's knife, this isn't something that's going to get hard use. So I have no problem with the texture on the G10, and I think it looks nice being a little smoother. Same pocket clip. It's not quite as deep ride as the other one. It's not going to fully disappear in your pocket, but it's going to come pretty close. So that's really the only difference, is the overall dimensions. So we're looking at an overall length on the full size of 7.75 inches, a blade length of 3.5 inches, so it's 3/4 of an inch additional blade length. Same steel, same hollow grind. The handle is going to be 4.25 inches in length. The weight is going to be 1.92 ounces, so just under 2 ounces. So both of them are very lightweight for their size. Same liner lock, and so that's kind of the deal with the Urban Trappers. The lockup's great. The flipping action's fantastic on both the Petite and the full size. Just really a pleasure to play with. These are, I mean, just sitting at my desk for the last several days, I've just been playing with these and several other knives and other gear that I have lying around. But I don't know. These are really fun to flip. They're not on bearings. I can't quite tell from looking at it, and I didn't see in the description on Blade HQ what kind of washers these ride on, but the action's pretty smooth. It's not, you know, it'll kind of drop shut if you shake it a couple times, but plenty smooth for what it is and for the type of use that most people would have for this. So I'm really digging the series. As far as price is concerned, I think these should be about $10 less than they are. I think to pay $90 to $95 for a knife with VG10 steel and a little bit of titanium is maybe just a little high. And that's just my opinion. You know, you could get a Spyderco Delica for $75, $70, something like that. Get the same blade steel. You're not going to get the G10 or the cocobolo. You're going to get FRN, but again, to get a big chunk of VG10 on a Delica for $75, you know, you're looking at a $25 almost price increase to upgrade to an Urban Trapper. So I think the prices should come down just a little bit. They probably won't, and that's fine. And I still think it's worth it. I just wish they were a hair cheaper, because I think if they were, a lot more people would purchase these. The last thing I'll say about these that doesn't really have to do with these knives in particular is that I did a review several weeks back on the CRKT CEO. And in that video, and for whatever reason, that video is done really well. It has like 10,000 views, which I don't understand. But in that video, I kind of dogged on the opening method, and it just not working for me personally. I really like the design. And what I said in that video is that they should have made this CEO with an understated flipper just like this, and that would have made that knife perfect at like a $40 price point. To get a nice gentleman's folder or ladies folder at a $40 price point as opposed to $95 or $100 or more. And in the comments of that video, a lot of people said, you know, if you don't like the CEO, check out the Urban Trapper. And again, it's a completely different price point. You know, we're talking vastly different materials, vastly different price point. So this is not a replacement for a CEO. If you like the CEO, stick with it because it's a very great design for the price. And if it works for you, then there's no reason to upgrade to an Urban Trapper. But I'm glad that I did check this one out. I'm digging them both. And yeah, they're good knives, and I'm happy that I've purchased this one and that I got this one for my father. So that's it. That's the Boker Urban Trapper series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. I've got a ton of stuff coming up. Again, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see photos of all kinds of gear that I've got kind of in the works, and just a lot of fun stuff coming up. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.